In the year 100 AD, Rome is a logistical feat of over 1 million residents, living within a dense grid of massive forums, towering temples, and 6-story apartment blocks. But strip away your modern privileges. You have no money, you don't speak Latin, and you possess 0 legal rights in a volatile, crowded city. To make it through the next 24 hours, you must navigate a social gauntlet, where ignorance of the local rules is a death sentence. The morning hits you with a jarring sensory assault. The deafening roar of 1 million people collides with the competing smells of fresh-baked bread, wood smoke, and raw sewage flowing in the open street. Surviving this place requires a shift in perspective. You have to look past the beautiful monuments and start seeing the city for what it actually is, a rigid, harsh environment where every single person is trying to survive. By early morning, your body needs calories. But while markets overflow with these dense, rounded loaves of bread, sustenance is inaccessible without capital. The local economy operates on a strict loop. Unless your pockets contain precise, state-minted imperial currency, you are locked out of the city's food supply. Roman law offers no leniency for common property crimes. Pickpockets are beaten in the streets, and stealing even a single meal can result in immediate enslavement or public execution. With no money and theft carrying a fatal risk, you are forced to rely on the city's public infrastructure to avoid dying of dehydration. This is where Rome's aqueducts become your lifeline. These colossal, multi-tiered stone channels stretch for kilometers, pumping millions of gallons directly into public fountains. These arches provided the life support necessary to sustain 1 million people in a single urban center. Without this constant engineering feat, the population would collapse into thirst and disease within days. As midday approaches, the narrow streets become physically congested. This level of density creates a constant risk of interpersonal conflict. You accidentally brush against a wealthy patrician walking with his private guards. He glares at you. In Rome, social hierarchy determines your physical safety. The heavily armed soldiers patrolling the intersections are enforcers, not protectors. They are deployed strictly to maintain the social order and protect the elite. In Rome, social class means everything. One mistake, one insult could bring severe punishment. In ancient Rome, social status was a form of physical armor. Without it, you are walking through the city entirely defenseless. By afternoon, the crowd drags you toward the Colosseum. Today, over 50,000 spectators are piling into the arena for the public games. The emperor uses these spectacles to pacify a dense, volatile population. Mass entertainment serves as a distraction from the rigid class inequalities we just saw. Down in the sand, trained professionals and condemned criminals fight for their lives. This violence was a normalized, everyday staple of the Roman psychology. But as the sun sets, the order of the day collapses. The wealthy retreat to their secure estates, leaving the streets behind. With almost no streetlights and absolutely no night watch patrols, the poor are left entirely at the mercy of roaming street gangs. Once the sun sets, the state effectively abandons its citizens. If you aren't behind a locked door, you're living in a lawless state of nature. The arrival of the first morning light brings a sense of relief. You have survived the 24-hour gauntlet. Looking at these heavy paving stones, the contradiction of the empire is clear. These roads connected the world, but inside the capital, the societal divides were uncrossable. Rome's monumental architecture and strict legal codes were the heavy machinery required to keep an incredibly unequal metropolis from destroying itself. While Rome provided the blueprint for modern society, for the millions who actually lived there, it was not an enlightened paradise. It was a daily battleground for survival. If you were stripped of your history books and your modern status, would you actually have the grit to survive its reality?